All right, Gemini, welcome to your chakra reading from Mercury Retrograde, January 30 through February 20. One more shuffle. How's that? All right. So let's start with the root chakra. I look a little crazy today. On calls. Okay. All right. So for root chakra, 9 of Swords in reverse. You see that? Okay. So, which actually is a good card. You might not have been letting some fears get to you like you normally do, which is a really good thing. That just kind of means that you're seeing the other side of the coin of fear, where, you know, when you face your fears, you realize that there really wasn't anything to be too afraid of to begin with. Here's the other thing, though, that I'm getting with this, with the 9 of Swords in reverse. You might, on the other hand, be dismissive of something that you need to be addressing, a fear that's actually coming up for you, and you might be ignoring it. So make sure that you're not doing that during the Mercury retrograde period, because this is the periods of time, the 3 to 4 times during the year that the universe is actually helping to slow things down a little bit, so that way you can see what you need to work on, what you need to release. So be mindful of that. If there's something that you just are not wanting to face, take this time to do it. Okay. What I'm getting here for you, Gemini, for the root chakra is you might be concerned over purpose in life and or money surviving. Okay. Sacral for Gemini during Mercury retrograde. Sacral chakra. Sacral. Wow, anything coming up? Let's get a jumper, please. Sacral for Gemini. Something will come out. There we go. So we have 2 of Cups in reverse. Either a masculine side of you is taking over, or a feminine side of you is taking over. Depends on which resonates for you here. Are you allowing whichever energy? Because we all have both. So either one side's more than the other right now. So pay attention to which that is for you. For the masculine side, if it tends to be more predominant, you might not be addressing your feelings. You might be just focused on work or getting things done or achieving things, and not really paying attention to how you feel within your body. If you are too much in the feminine, you might be in some victim consciousness. You might be a little bit on the codependent side, a little bit needy or clingy. So pay attention to which of those might be resonating for you. The other thing here in the sacral chakra, if that doesn't really resonate with you, Gemini, that I'm getting is that you are abandoning yourself in a particular way. So ask yourself the question, how am I doing that? If that's something that the words that I'm saying are resonating with you, ask yourself how you abandon yourself. Where do you not come through for yourself when you need to? All right. Solar plexus. Solar plexus. Or Gemini. Anything else? Solar plexus. Ace of Swords. So there's a particular thought or belief, truth here that has the potential to come up for you during this period of time with regard to how you actually do things. So whether you're doing things motivated by fear, motivated by love, motivated by an inspiration for your purpose, um, there's going to be some light that is shed upon that. And once you realize what your motives are behind what you do, because believe it or not, we may think that we're really doing things of our own volition when really we might be trying to still pine for mom or dad's love or approval. And it could be the reason why you have adopted that as your mode of drive and ambition, when it's not really coming from your soul, it's coming from something outside of you. So there's something here that's going to come to light that's going to strike you as an epiphany. So you can always choose during this period of time, set the intention for figuring out what that is for you. So let's take a look at the heart. 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 Okay. All right, let's stick with that because we've got a lot of cards here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Queen of Cups in reverse, followed by Magician, followed by Three of Swords, followed by Three of Pentacles, and then followed by Judgment. So something happened to you in the past that really shut your heart down, broke your heart. You ended up putting up some walls around it though. You may have acted like a victim for a little bit, even though that may not, hopefully that's not what's kind of in your consciousness right now, but you kind of did feel like that for a little bit. And then you tried to get out, you tried to like pull yourself out of that state, out of that heartbroken state. But still, it seems like you're harboring things from the past. So for what I'm talking about, um, even though it may sound kind of general, this feels like it's something in childhood, something that happened to you in childhood where it changed you internally. Because you know how we come in like real innocent, but there's something that I want to almost say like took that innocence away, where you no longer felt the world was safe. You weren't able to trust those who are around you, and therefore you probably have a distrust of yourself. But this feels like it's something from childhood based upon this card. And then what has happened now, because we're talking about the heart center, which is the center for infinite intelligence. It's our internal GPS, if you will, that has put you in this mode here. You see the judgment card. This is the last one that showed up for you, where you feel like it's really hard to stray from the walls that you have had to put up. It's like your coping mechanism that you had from before, and that's what you've been using this whole entire time. And now you're beginning to realize during this period, potentially during this period of Mercury retrograde, that it's not working for you. But the thing is, it's so hard to break away from because you've almost kind of built your identity around um, around the coming out of the wound, coming out of whatever happened. You know how like people say, well, I'm a breast cancer survivor, or a cancer survivor, or I'm a domestic abuse survivor. Okay, well, that's not entirely who you are. That might just be an aspect of your history, but to break away from the vibrational frequency of something means that you no longer carry it within your DNA. So if this comes up with you where you feel like you're just identifying with something in the past, ask yourself, is this part of the person that I'm going to become in the future? If you don't want to have a certain label anymore, then that means you have to be somebody completely different. Okay, so throat for Gemini, retrograde, throat. Okay. So we have Chariot in reverse, and Nine of Wands in reverse. So one, you've been talking to yourself a little bit differently. You've been very conscious and mindful of your self-talk. So that's good. You know, that's something that I've actually been encouraging a number of Geminis to kind of, you know, give themselves credit where it's due. So the other thing though here that I'm getting is don't be afraid to share the lessons that you have learned. I'm not exactly sure why I'm getting that though. Because I guess I'm thinking about some of the Geminis that I know. I mean, it's like you kind of do that already. But here's the thing, add that personal element to it. Add, you know, when you're conversing with someone and you you know, don't share it in just a general way, share it in a way where you're sharing your experience. I feel like you have the ability to share that on a particular platform because we all have social media accounts, but you're really going to strike someone with that shared experience. And that's going to be a really meaningful interaction. This feels really specific. So I'm sorry if this one doesn't resonate with you. This feels like really specific. I'm getting 4, so maybe 4 people. Oh, whoever needs to hear it needs to hear it. But kudos on taking fear out of your conversation. Kudos on you know, keep doing that. Kudos on taking fear out of your speech. Okay, so third eye for Gemini. Third eye for Gemini. Mercury retrograde. Third eye for Gemini. The cards wanna. This feels like it's a specific reading. That's so bizarre. Okay, let's go with this. So third eye, 6 of Swords in reverse, and Ace of Wands. So you've been getting a lot of ideas for, I don't know, either projects that you want to do, purpose, calling, any of those things, right? So you're getting a lot of ideas, but there's a part of you that feels like you don't want to head towards them because it's going to disrupt something in your life, or you don't know how you're going to fit it in. If anything, write down the ideas and inspirations that you're getting, because even if it doesn't feel like the right timing within your body to do something, it's something that you can still revisit. Otherwise, still write down the ideas and then write down some small actions that you can take with them. That's actually one of my coaching tips for a lot of people, but it feels so with this card, it really feels like it's a meant to be kind of a thing. I mean, all downloads are kind of meant to be, but this feels like something that you need. It does feel like something that you need to act upon, because it's going to grow into something bigger. So whatever that idea, the concept that hits you and it feels good, it feels like exciting and it feels very expansive, then go with that. Okay. I mean, what does that have to do necessarily with communication? I think that's, or with the Mercury retrograde season, I think that's something that has the potential to take you out of a certain loop that you're in. Put it that way. So crown for Gemini. Crown for Gemini. Crown for Gemini, Mercury retrograde. Anything else? Five of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Cups, 2 of Swords in reverse, followed by 6 of Wands. So during this period of time where, I encourage you to find moments of stillness where you can be introspective or be the observer of what you're currently in, what's going on around you, and the thoughts that you're having. Um, you're going to come to this realization of what really has been um, what has really been kind of controlling you and your movements. Now, when I say this, it's what I'm talking about is an energy that maybe you made decisions or did certain actions because of whatever it is that has been guiding you, meaning, maybe you're still responding or acting according to like mom or dad's inner voice from before, like the whole, why did you do that? Or, if you do that, then either no one's going to like you or you're not going to make enough money, or, if you pursue this, you're going to be starving. That's what I'm talking about. Like you may have made decisions in your life based upon excuse me, based upon what um, what or who has become your inner voice. And so I feel like you are changing what that is. And the thing is, you may have been feeling really autonomous this whole entire time. But what happens that I see with my clients is that when you get to a point where you're feeling kind of lost, I don't know what to do next, I don't know what to go for next, that that usually means that you've followed a certain route that someone has kind of paved for you, or other people may have paved for you, and maybe that's just not where you need to be any longer. So I feel like, and especially with this, that when you see that there's a fork in the road, and even though it's like kind of fearful to stray away from something that it feels so foreign to you, um, that's kind of where you take your ownership back. Okay. And the Six of Wands signals that this is a really good thing, because then you can get to shine in the way that you have always really wanted to. Um, not saying it's all going to happen overnight, but this feels like you'll be able to stand out with your unique talents, gifts, abilities, just who you are in general, in a way that is going to feel like really satisfying. Okay. So good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of epiphanies to be had during Mercury retrograde. That's why I really like doing chakra readings, because it's slightly different. So if this resonated with you, comment below, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.